Hey guys, it's Dawn here, and today I want to show you my new adventure. It is going to be with electric unicycles, and I just got this yesterday, and I didn't get to play with it much. And then today, this morning, I was able to play with it some more and to gather my thoughts. And my first thought is, where is the manual? This thing doesn't come with a manual, which is crazy to me because when I buy a toaster or a rice cooker, I get a big manual full of information, and this thing is, there's so much to it and there's no manual. What did I get? I got the Bogode Gotway RS19 HT. For high torque. They come in two versions, HS and HT, high speed or high torque. I got the high torque one. They did send this, but literally half of this is in English, half of this is in Chinese, okay? And then each page is a spec sheet for each one of their different models. So the one that pertains to the RS, what I've got, that is this one page. This is it. This is all the information that they send with this. Well, not exactly. There was a little tag on the handle that explained very briefly, small little tag that explained how to get it out of shipping mode. So after we unboxed it, in order to turn it on, you have to get it out of shipping mode. In order to do that, I forget now. I think it's something like you have to hold down the kill switch, and the kill switch is underneath the handle. Hold down the kill switch and hit the power button, which is right here. Hit the power button 5 times. Let go, turn it off, turn it back on, something like that, and then it will finally turn on and it will engage and all that. And now it is out of shipping mode. And then you do the same thing to get it back into shipping mode if you need to ship it back out. So this video, I want to address all the things that I've learned so far without the manual. And I have to give huge credit to Rev Rides. Tosh, I believe, is who I've been speaking with. And they have been very helpful in answering my questions and helping me get this figured out. Because it hasn't been easy. Okay, so a little bit of background. Let's get a little bit more comfortable. This is the Bogode Gotway 19 RS HT. I ordered it from Rev Rides. The reason why I ordered from Rev Rides was because, well, I called them up and I spoke with them. I talked to them. I wanted to see what kind of feel I got from them. Are these people that I can talk to? Are these people that are going to answer my questions? Are they going to be impatient and, shoo me away? They are closer to me, so if I had to ship things back and forth from them, then it would be faster. They are closer to me, so we're on the same time zone. All of these things are considerations when I'm trying to figure out who I want to buy from, because all of these unicycles, I believe, are made in China. That's way too far away. We need local support. They are as local as I know of, and they were super nice. I got a great feel, so I went ahead and purchased from them. And since then, I've been calling, like this morning, I called and asked my questions. And, they don't rush me. They treat all my questions as reasonable and all that, and they're wonderful, just wonderful. I'm very happy with them. So this is a 1800 watt 100 volt battery, 2600 watt motor. You get about 60 to 100 miles on it if you are a 155 pound rider at 12 miles an hour. The weight is 60 pounds. I'm 124 pounds. The battery type, charge time about 6 hours. They supply a 100 volt charger, 3 amp. There is a dual charge port. The charge port and the USB is right here. There is a dual charge port, so you can do that to charge faster, but when you can, I believe the slow trickle charge is better than fast charges. So if possible, you know, just let it charge slow. Apps. You're gonna need apps to control this thing and to see your stats and stuff like that. This one, Bigoti has an app, and so I use theirs. A lot of their stuff is in Chinese, but you can figure it out pretty much, kinda. It's a little buggy, and I'll have to. The apps is a whole other thing, but Bigoti has an app, and with the Bigoti app, you can control the tilt angle until cutoff, control when it beeps, the lights and stuff like that, configurations, firmware updates and stuff like that. So definitely the Bigoti app is a must-have. Then for iPhones, there is Darkness Bot app, and that, I don't know, gives you other information, but doesn't really have controlling things on here. EUC World is for Androids. I really wish I could connect to that one because that sounds like an amazing app, but it's only for Android, and I don't have an Android. And Tosh said that some people get a really cheap Android and use that for this, and I may go that route. I don't know, but that's further on. This one came with a CST off-road tire, and one of the questions I had for this, which I didn't think of it until now, is on the tire itself, it has a 32 circled on it, and I wonder if that means you should set it to 32 psi, because a lot of the other videos that I've been watching, all the beginner videos and all that, but there is a huge disconnect. There's a huge gap in knowledge because all the videos kind of start from which one should you choose, which one should you buy, and then there are unboxing videos, but then it jumps straight into getting started with it and how to ride it. There is nothing about, okay, you've unboxed it, you now have it sitting in front of you. How do you get it really set up and going safely? And, you know, I don't know. There's just a gap. So I'm trying to fill that gap in now. But in the videos, other people say they like theirs at 35 to 40 psi. The lower the psi, you're going to get better grip. The higher psi, you're going to get possibly better mileage because there's less traction, because there's less grip. But it's going to be more bouncy and all that. So a lot of people like to run 40, but then this is an off-road tire. Maybe that's why it says 32. So I have it right now set at 34 psi. When it came to me, it had 5 psi in it, and the wheel, when it was really wobbly, it wasn't going true. So after filling it up to 34, it is now going more true, but there is still a slight wobble when I have it free spinning. And I was told that this might be normal for these one wheel things because they don't really balance them, you know, put weights, lead weights and so on, rim tire weights, all that. I'm used to that on my motorcycles, but with these, I guess you don't balance the tires, which is kind of like, I don't know, there's just so many things that's different on this. So anyways, the wobble is minor, but it is there. It's something that I'm going to watch and see if that is okay. All right, so I got it, and one of the things is that this one and older models, it doesn't come with any kind of a kickstand or any way to stand it up. It's there, and you basically have to lean it somewhere. So right off the bat, I wanted to have a way to have it stand, and so that I can look at it, you know, study it, work on it, whatever. I got this bike stand, but it doesn't work. First off, it was way too narrow of a space here. I drilled a new hole and I widened it to where it will now fit, but it's a flimsy plastic, and I don't know, for the 60 pounds, I don't trust it at all. It's not going to work right. No. So for the RSHT, for me, that is not working. Another quick and easy dirty option is, this is a flower pot that you put over a fence rail or something, and you just turn it upside down, and this space, actually, this space and design is almost perfect. The width here, the way that it has this curve is perfect. So I'm going to make my own stand because I need a better base here. This cuts right into the carpet. Or whatever, and it's thin plastic, and for longevity, I'm not sure how long it's going to last, but it's doing a perfect job right now. It's also really high up. It's higher up. This is deeper than it needs to be, and that just means I have to lift it higher to get, and 60 pounds for me to lift is not that easy. But basically, the specs will be everything like this, but have a flat base, thicker material, and this doesn't need to be as deep. And then this would be perfect. But when it is in that, the wheel can free spin. And that's when the demon comes out of it. But before we get to that, let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to go over. Okay, another good thing to do, so fill up the tire. While you're doing that, okay, so when you're filling up the tire, what you're going to do is you're going to have this laying down, and you want him laying down on his left side. For this one in particular, lay him down on his left side, and then you'll see the little tire valve thing on the right side when you spin it underneath. So at the bottom there's a space. You spin it, you'll see the tire valve thing. You can check the pressure, fill it up. While you are there, before you pick it up, keep spinning it, and this time look at the motor, which is like what the tire is like mounted to. So further on up on the metal, for this one it was black, on the black metal, like inner wheel motor, will be etched your serial number. So go ahead and jot down your serial number. You'll need that to fill out any warranty, also for your records, so you can ID it, stolen, theft, all that stuff. So serial number, that is where it's located at. All right. I have him down on this right now, and let me show you real quick. Now, I don't want him to be on the planner stand all the time. If I want him to behave and not have the demon come out, he needs to be touching the ground. And there's no kickstand, but I found that I cut it to a 5-inch piece of wood, 5 inches tall. 5 inches tall, and right here, most of this is plastic. This is all plastic, but then this right here, this is a very sturdy metal, and it goes all the way in. And so this is where you want it to rest on. But this is just a very simple, like literally just a 5-inch tall rectangle like that. And then he will stand just fine like that. And he's standing pretty upright too. But then on the other side, and this is just me experimenting on stuff. On the other side, I wedged this piece of wood in, and I believe, I don't remember now, this piece of wood is a little bit longer because he is tilted slightly over there, so it's a little bit longer, and I wedged it in, and that makes it so that he's more stable left and right. I will be making a wood stand to replace that. That'll allow freestanding, but I also wanted some quick and easy kickstand. And that is quick and easy. I can modify it. I can put a better base down. I can cut that to the proper angles. You know what I mean? So that it's sitting flatter on the ground. I can put some traction or non-slip or rubber foot with spikes or whatever, you know, all these modifications to this kickstand and make this kickstand. And then it's really easy to fit that in my bag as well. Fit that, I mean, I can carry that in any bag. So quick and easy way to have him up. His design, the kill switch is under here, and it's difficult because for me, I can lift him with one hand, but it's a little hard. And it's hard for me to push this button and lift it. This is the kill switch. And I do the quotes, and I'll explain why later. So you have the kill switch here. You have your power button. You have your ports underneath this rubber piece. A USB port and the double charger thingy. You have your pedals. Speakers, your trolley handle. You just pull that straight up, it's friction. Your headlights, your LCD lights. Here, this is what I wanted to show you guys. This is the newest model out, and so it has the LCD and the black controller. LCD is very bright, but it is raised up off of the plastic. It's LCD, and I'm just so afraid that if this thing takes a tumble, then very easily a rock jabbing into that would just kill it. So I'm going to try and figure out a way to protect it. Some ideas, maybe a screen protector like you put on your iPhone, but they have LCD screen protectors like that too. At the very minimum, but I doubt that that's going to protect it against a rock 60 pounds tumbling. So I would probably make some foam around here or something to jut it out. Or I'm also thinking about getting a roll cage for him and just protecting the whole thing. But because the roll cage is also going to give me another thing. It's going to give me more handles. I feel like I want more handles. Now you can grip it down there by where the pedals are. But the problem with that is I don't want to flip it out right now, but the pedals, the top side of the pedals is that grippy stuff right now. And right now, I can't touch that with my bare hands. It tears up my skin. But the pedals are just kind of rough. All right, so it has speakers. You can play music out of it. It can beep. If you have the EUC World app, you can make it sound like Harley. Which is amazing. That's one of the reasons why I really want the EUC app, because I would love that. Some things, okay, when you turn this on, then you can also press it once to cycle through all the different lighting options. And it's going to be, and it sucks that you have to cycle through. So you have to go all the way down all the different options before it's going to come back to that one again, right? You can skip all that by using the app. But, if you forget. So the different options, every time you click it, it's going to change these color lights and change this. Now, Tosh at RevRise was saying something about if you press it once, you can cycle through. But then if you double press it, it'll cycle a different way. Like only cycle this or only cycle this. If you triple press it, then it will cycle something different as well. I don't remember how that works. I was playing around with it, but it was too confusing. I feel like I would have to sit down and press and write down what happened to keep a log of what's going on, because it's just I can't keep track. There's too many options. But right now, what's going on is in the app, there's LCD options, LCD 0, to LCD 9, but it only works up to LCD 5. And I like 5. 5 is when this is different colors, and it will keep changing colors when you ride it. It changes colors. I wanted to have a solid teal or solid red, but it wouldn't. That wasn't one of my options right now. So, all right, let's see what happens if we turn them on right now. I'm gonna hold down the power button. My LCD has come on, my lights have come on, and I didn't want the headlights on. So this, it remembered my last setting, I think. I don't like this rainbow, but okay, let's ignore that. If I press the power button once, that's my headlight. Press it once. Press it once. I'm just gonna keep pressing it once right now. And you'll see, you know, okay, all off. Headlight, strobe, then off and on. On and headlight, on and strobe, off and a different one. Okay. Okay, so what I didn't know about these things is that when you pick it up, the wheel starts spinning. That is why they put the kill switch on the handle. All right, but the problem is the kill switch it's not a kill switch. It is an anti-spin switch. It's supposed to shut off the motor and not let it spin, but it doesn't work if the tire is already spinning. That's why it's not an actual kill switch. I think that these things should have a kill switch. You know, when you have a safety thing, if you go flying off, you have it attached to the kill switch, it pulls a plug and this thing shuts off. But instead, you go flying off, this thing can still, you know, do a mad, wild death spin and break things in its path, go running away, smash into things, all that. That just seems so dangerous. I don't exactly understand why this doesn't have a kill switch. But anyways, so the limitations of this anti-spin switch is that it only works when the tire isn't moving or at very, very slow speeds. Then if you hold it, and you have to be holding it the whole entire time. If it's already spinning, this anti-spin switch isn't going to do anything. I don't like the way that this works. It doesn't work that reliably for me, honestly, and it kind of freaks me out because it won't work reliably, and it freaks me out when this thing just starts spinning and won't stop. Now, of course, if it's spinning forwards, then what you need to do is tilt it back, and that tells it that you want to go backwards, and then he's going to spin. And then if he's spinning backwards, you tilt forwards like that, and then you know, you want to make him level, and if he's level, then he should stop spinning. But yeah, these are all things that I wish were in a manual. All right, I'm going to go ahead and turn him on right now. Hold down the power button, and he immediately starts spinning. Sometimes he's good and he doesn't. Sometimes he's not so good. Now he's spinning backwards, so I think. Whoa. No. Stop. Calm down. Okay, I'm holding the kill switch. Oh, he's so mad right now. And that's what I was talking about. He's so mad right now. He might be really mad. All right, but at least he stopped spinning. When you push the buttons on top, the button on top here, you can switch between all the different modes, And then I'm just single pressing right now. But I think this is a really inefficient way. And so I like to use the app instead. So I'm going to go over some of the stuff in the app. The app is buggy. You connect by Bluetooth. It needs to be turned on and then it connects. Now, if you want to use a speaker, then you need to go into the Bluetooth setting of your phone and find the Bugatti speaker and connect to it. And then basically treat the music speaker as if it's a separate Bluetooth speaker, okay? Then this you control with the app. When it connects to the app, funny things happen. I'm gonna turn the headlight off with the app. Strobe, and then off. You can also beep the horn. The horn freaks me out. I can't actually. There's a button here for videotape. It shows the temperature in Celsius. I don't see a place to change it to Fahrenheit. Oh, actually, I do. There is a place to change it. No, there isn't. Okay, never mind. Under settings, which will be on the upper right corner, the first one is mode setting. You can choose between soft, medium, and strong. Factory default was strong, and I'm just going to choose medium. I'm running out of time, so that might be other videos have described what those modes mean. Medium is good for me. Alarm setting, you can choose to turn off level 2 alarm, which I believe that means that it will now only beep at level 3. And level 3 is when you really need to pay attention because then you're in danger of cutoff. And the reasoning to turn off level 1 and level 2 alarms is if it's constantly just beeping at you, then you don't know when the beep actually means cutoff and that you're actually in danger. So you turn off level 1 alarm, turn off level 2 alarm. You just want it to beep when it's level 3. Tilt back speed. At what speed do you want it to tilt back and warn you? You can choose what speed you want that to happen at. That one was a choice that was really buggy for me, but I had to just keep doing it at different times, and then finally it worked. Maximum speed reminder, you can set that. LED setting, and this is where you would choose, and they have options from LED 0, 1, 2, 3. And this one, I'm going to choose LED 0, and then you have to hit save before it actually changes it on the wheel. LED 0 is solid white. LED 1, I don't remember. I think LED 3 is turn off, and I think mine I like is LED 5. Yeah, I like this color. And then it cycles through and it changes the color. And I wish that it would let me choose a solid color because I want teal or red or something like that. Volume setting, you can change the volume setting. And I might have, okay, so I have it at the maximum volume, which is 9, because when you don't want to miss it. It needs to be scary. And if you're going at speed and the wind noise and stuff, then you can't hear it. And a lot of people miss it. And then it's a big problem because then the engine cuts out and then you die. So you want it to be really loud. But when I'm just sitting next to it and all of a sudden it beats that super loud, it freaks me out. All right, so there's volume setting, maximum allowed tilt angle. You can choose between low, medium, and high. So right now, the tilt angle low, and then it will shut off the power. I'm a total beginner. I want that. I want it to say, as soon as you start tilting, just cut it. Then there's medium, and then there's high. So at high, it means that it's the maximum tilt. It's just about leaning on the ground before it'll cut off. All right. So if you ever see some of the pros and theirs is on the ground, but it's still running, it could be because they have the maximum tilt angle down. And there is a safer setting for us newbies, which is low. So low, yes, low. Of course, once you start getting good and you do want to tilt more, you got to remember that you got to change it to medium or high. Otherwise, you're going to start tilting. It's going to hit that angle and then cut off, and then you're going to crash too. So remember that calibration setting. You set it on the ground. You make sure that it's completely level in all directions. You hit the calibration. You let it calibrate, and but it doesn't actually take effect until you turn it off and back on again, something like that. Mileage statistics. It tells me total mileage and current mileage in kilometers and meters. And then there's unbind. I don't want to do that. This screen tells me speed, and I could change it to miles per hour instead of unit conversion. It's right there. Miles or kilometers. And let's see. Oh, check for update. Oh, it says update available. Would you like to update? Yes. Oh, app not available in your country or region. Okay. And then, so there's things like that. That's kind of like weird. And then there's firmware upgrade. And when you choose firmware upgrade, I don't know, maybe you can't see any of that. Then it'll show you all this list of all the different models and stuff. You just scroll through and choose that. Rev Rides, they said that when they get in their units, they do a total checkup. So they check it all out, make sure everything's good, and all that. And in that, they will also do the firmware. So it will come with the latest firmware and all that. You don't have to worry about that. When mine arrived, there was 5 psi tire pressure, but the battery was like almost fully charged, if not fully charged. So that was like amazing, because if I had been like an experienced rider or something, I could have just jumped right on it and get going and not have to like worry about charging it and all that. There's a whole bunch of okay, so that was the Bugatti app. The Darkness Bot app shows more things like that, and it's more for things that you can see. You can't change this LCD from kilometers to miles, and that sucks. But it does show you battery. Actually, I need someone to explain to me what the LCD is telling me. I know that the big numbers is probably my speed. It does show me a battery thing, and then there's a little 2 under the battery, and then there's all these little numbers under that, and those numbers move. And, oh, is that maybe mileage? I don't know. I don't know what that is. So I still need to figure that out. But, okay, so other than that, oh, there's so many more things to talk about. I mean, mods, the power pads, changing out the pedals to aftermarket pedals, why that's necessary, how to install the power pads and where to place them, other mods that you can make. There's roll cages, there's fiberglass covers, you can make your own custom pads that makes it easier to jump it, not as a stunner setting, but like jumping up over a curb or jumping over a piece of stick or a rock or something like that. These are all safety things. Let's see. Well, I'm going to be working on stands. There's a fire safety. So one of the things is that the Bugatti has, I guess, this little reputation of fire and stuff, because some of them have caught on fire, kind of exploded sort of thing. But the thing is, these are huge lithium battery things, machines, beasts, that are getting super abused. I'm sure they are being abused way more than they were intended or supposed to be. They're supposed to be like slow little things that you can use to commute in the city, in small, slow setting, situations. I don't think that they were meant to be like ridden as dirt bikes and crashed and, flying high up in the air and all that stuff. But they can do it. So of course, like, you build it like that, then they come. People are going to write it like that, right? People are always pushing the limits, and these guys are proving themselves to be amazing at all this stuff, which is what makes it so desirable. But we have to remember, it is lithium-ion batteries, and batteries tend to not like different temperatures, too hot, too cold. They don't like getting beat up. They don't like being punctured. They don't like getting wet, electricity, and all this stuff. So, yes, they can take a lot of abuse, but you also got to keep in mind, if you're going to abuse them, then at a certain point they might explode. If you treat them right, the chances of them exploding or catching a fire is very, very low. And this isn't so much brand specific as it is, overall, but, who knows? I don't know. I'm not going to worry about the politics, but scientifically, all of them, you need to keep an eye out for them. And there's definitely fire safety things, if they catch it, how to avoid them catching on fire and exploding, and how to avoid it, what to do if it happens, what type of equipment and gear you should have on hand in case it does happen, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, all of that stuff. That's a whole nother topic. All of your gear, what type of gear. Because I used to race motorcycles, because I rode dirt bikes, I have motorcycle gear, full leathers and then corduroys, full leather gauntlet gloves, and race boots and all that. I have full leather street gear. I have full leather race gear. Then I have my dirt bike gear. Then I have my bicycling gear, and then I have my horseback riding gear. And I'll tell you that all of those, none of those was a perfect fit for this one. It is a totally different type of impact than everything else. Motorcycle gear tends to be high speed, sliding across asphalt, not so much impact protection, and you definitely don't have any wrist protection, because a wrist guard you wouldn't be able to work a throttle with a wrist guard. But you definitely want a wrist guard for this. You definitely want a wrist guard. You definitely want, I want hip and butt protection, tailbone, because if you watch the way people are falling, since it's kind of, this isn't a low speed, this is kind of a middle speed. If you're falling like 40 miles an hour, that's a middle speed, which is kind of funny because you're not going to slide forever, but you might slide a bit. You're on asphalt. You might slide a bit, so you definitely want abrasion resistance. But because you don't have enough speed to slide forever, then you do have a greater direct, quick impact. So you do want impact protection. You definitely want something for your hands, because people try to brace with their hands when they fall. Although ideally you need to train yourself out of that as well. You definitely want back protection. And knees are a thing. So my road racing stuff isn't going to work because I have knee sliders. I slide on my knees on my road bike, but they hurt tremendously if you actually fall on them. It's a hard, densest plastic ever. So you will actually want knee protectors, which is soft cushion and impact absorbing on the inside and outer shell. And because you'll fall on your knees. So the ways that you fall on your hands, you fall on your head, you fall on your butt or your hip, you fall on your knees. So all of those are major places that you want protection. You want ankle protection with this and all that. So basically, this is a full gear thing, but the setup is different. Dirt bike stuff doesn't really work because a lot of dirt bike stuff is impact kind of, not so much abrasion resistance though. If they're held together by cloth or mesh, that will get shredded on asphalt. So you see how, and then the horseback riding gear doesn't work because that's all impact, and that is not abrasion at all. So motocross gear, it seems to be the closest that we're getting to this. And so I can show you a selection of gears and stuff like that, but that's a whole other topic as well. So I don't know, there's just a ton of data and information that goes into this. I haven't even gotten on it yet because I'm still just trying to wrap my brain around the whole thing getting used to him, getting comfortable, understanding when he's going to start spinning and when he doesn't. So anyways, thanks for staying with me this long. I hope this was helpful. Please do a like, subscribe, comment below if you know any of the answers. I would so appreciate the help. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.